Good morning, my friends. This is Bill McDonald, the writing doctor, and today I'm going to model a question for you third grade teachers who don't have access to the release test, which apparently will never be released. So feel free to email me for a copy of the PDF version of the test, and it'll show each question like a regular test, but I've also gone in and shown you the state percent correct, what category the question is listed as, and the student expectation. So this one was the lowest for third grade regarding fractions, subtracting fractions with common denominators. You see only 28% correct. So I'm going to show you a way to do it, and again, it's not the way, but I have my rules acronym like I do for writing and for reading. And here's what I use for math. This is the laminated chart. Try to change the angle so you don't have to see too much of the glare. It says to read the question, then the problem softly or loudly if you're in class or group settings. The little pictures mean you're going to see the problem, say the problem, hear it, think about something that your teacher has taught you to do, then you'll write the right answer. Notice that the last three pictures all have little arms, and so if you make math kinesthetic, the kids could physically do something to remember that. They'll underline and understand the keywords in the question, then they'll look for and label the numbers and the words that will help them solve the problem, because some kids don't realize that the key word after the number is just as important as the number itself. So I would suggest you make them bracket numbers instead of just underline, and it has an opening bracket before the number and a closing one after the key word. They'll evaluate their problem and make a plan, execute their strategies that you've taught them, eliminate the extra information, and then eliminate and explain the wrong answers. They'll pretty soon, by the time they're done doing that, cool thing about an E is it has three little sticks, which means you eliminate three. You're going to select one, search for errors, and when they do the Scantron, they should know by now that if it's odd, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, ending in one of those, they can only pick A, B, C, D. If the answers are even, 2, 4, 6, 8, or anything ending in a 0, they can only pick F, G, H, J, or it's a good response. I've laminated this one for you. It's got the rules checklist on the opposite side. It has a lot of the keywords to use when you're doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And so this question says, what is the difference? Difference is always going to be you subtract. So make sure that your kids know to subtract the two numbers. With subtraction, you see the word difference. Sometimes they'll say, what is the best estimate of the difference? So if you see that, then of course round it first, and then you can do the difference, and then realize, okay, they're asking you to subtract. So think about the syllables. Difference, you subtract. Okay? So let's look and see, like I said, the question first on number 24. What was the difference you subtract? So your kids could point using the U symbol, hey you, and then they make an outstretched arm for minus and outstretch their other arm for subtract. So you subtract, if they do it like that, that makes them know that they have to subtract at least somewhere in this problem. The amount of flour, so I've labeled the words amount of flour. So then I look up there and I say, okay, it says 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I put that right next to it. And the combined, putting them together, amount of sugar that Zeke needed. So since white sugar and brown sugar are both sugar, combining means put them together. So all we have to do there is put 3/4 plus 3/4. So I have a subtraction problem set up here. So one way to do this, you show your kids 2 and 1/4 is the same thing as saying 4/4, which is 1, plus 4/4, which is 2, 8/4, and 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So there you got that. Then you add the 1/4 that was already there. That's a total of 9/4 in flour. If you try to work with common denominators, it's easier to teach kids subtraction. Then they'll subtract the combined sugar amounts, the 6/4. If you have 9/4 and you take away 6/4, you have 3/4 of a cup remaining, and the only answer that would be correct would be 3/4. Okay, and if you want to take the time to do so, you would make your kids explain why all the other ones are not the right answer. There's lots of reasons why they could have gotten the wrong answers, but just for now I wanted to show you how to get the correct one and focus on that. I'm letting you see the video long enough so you can actually see the other answers and help your kids be able to explain why that's not the correct answer. Please share this video with your math teacher friends. I'll also post it on YouTube and make a link to my Facebook so that you can send that as a link to your teacher friends who don't have Facebook. I'll do every single math question for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade in the order of the ones that had the most trouble to the least. So my next video for math will be for 4th grade. Thank you guys, and God bless.